Welcome to Data Structure Learning at MITS CSE Data Science, and today we are going to see about the topic how to implement the list ADT using arrays. Okay, we will see how we are implementing that using arrays today, and why we are using array implementation, and what are the operations that can be done on a list using array, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of using array that we are going to see today. Uh, I have already discussed in the previous lecture what is list ADT. The same I am repeating here for revision. List is the general form of A1, A2, A3, etc. up to AN for n numbers in the list. And for an element at position I, its predecessor should be at AI minus 1 and its successor should be at AI plus 1. And the n number of operations can be done on a list like make empty, is empty, and is last, find, delete, find previous, insert, delete list, and advanced retrieve. These are the operations that done on list ADT. Since ADT is generally we know is set of operations, these set of operations are carried out on the list ADT. Right. Then how we are implementing the list means we have different methods to implement the list. Basic, we can use the simple arrays to implement a list, and linked list implementation, and third one cursor implementation of list. In today's lecture we see about implementing the list using arrays. What's an array? Array is a collection of elements of similar data type that is stored in continuous memory. The operations that done on array are insertion, deletion, finding an element, changing an element, then traversing the array. For example, how you are declaring array? See, int list of 100. I have given an example. Int list of 100. So data type followed by the array name followed by the size of the array. So here we have declared an array of size 100. The name of the array is list. The data type integer. So it can store up to 100 elements of integer type, and also this list will be allocated continuously in memory. From list of 0 to list of 99, we can store 100 elements in this array. We'll see how this is created and we implement step by step, right? So see the array that we have declared. See here the array we have declared is list of 100. See here in the first line I have given list of 100. So of integer type we have declared an array. So in the right side I have shown the image representation. From 0 to 99 the array is declared, and I have given the value for n as 4. So it reads 4 elements and stores in the array. So for that we use the create function. It scans the value for n. So here we give n as 4. So the for loop runs 4 times, and each time it reads the value and stores in list of I. So first time I value we have given as 0. So the first value we are inputting, that is 35, will be stored in list of 0, and the next loop gets incremented. Now I becomes 1. So list of 1, 45 is stored, and again the loop gets incremented. We are storing a list of 2 as 50, and again loop gets incremented. The condition also satisfied. Since 3 less than 4, condition satisfied, we again read a number and store in list of 3 as 26, and again the loop gets incremented. I value becomes 4. Then the condition 4 less than 4 becomes fail. It exits out of the loop. So now we have created an list with 4 elements using this array notation, right? So next, how to insert an element. Since we are implementing the list ADT, we can insert at perform insertion and deletion at any place, any position we can insert at the beginning or at in between any place or at the last position wherever insertion and deletion are possible, since this is list ADT. So we are inserting at the mid position in between any position from in the list. How we do means, in the top right I have given the original list that we have created earlier, and in this we are going to insert some element. See here, now we have to insert an element. That element we are passing as x. Okay, so x is the element to be inserted and pos is the position where we have to insert. So we are inputting two elements as parameters. X is the element to be inserted and position is the position of array where we have to insert that element, right? So what we have to do, if we want to insert an element somewhere in the array, we have to first create space for it. Okay, consider here I want to insert at the second position. Then what we have to do, we have to move the array one position right, then only we can get a space here. So 26 initially at list of 3 is moved to list of 4. Then the element 50 in the list of 2 is moved to the third position, and then we have space here. At this position I am copying the value of x here. So how we done, for we are starting a loop from the position to be from the last position and decrementing the loop till it reaches the actual desired position. Each time we are copying the value from previous index to the next index. See here, the list of I is equal to list of I minus 1. So for each index we are copying the value from the previous index. This loop continues until we reach the required position. Once we reach the position, the loop gets stops, and then we are copying the value list of I equal to x. So the element to be inserted x is placed at the ith position. I will be, once on exiting the loop, I will be equal to the position. So and then now the number of elements gets incremented as 5. So we are incrementing the value n equal to n plus 1. So this is the way how we are inserting element at any position in a list ADT using array. Then next we see how to insert element at the beginning. The same scenario happens. Okay, there we get one position at where to be insert, but here since we are going to insert at the beginning itself, no need of the second parameter position here. Just we are getting the input value x to be inserted as parameter, and just we are moving the element from the last position to the beginning one position right. So 26 copied from third position to fourth position, 50 from second to third, 45 from first to second, and 35 from zeroth position to first position we are copying as we showed here, right? And then at the first position, that is for list of 0, I am inserting the value of x to be inserted here. Again the number of elements become incremented by 1, n equal to n plus 1 we have done, right? uh, the difference between previous and here is no need of the second parameter position. Just we are moving all the elements of the array one position right, and we are inserting the element x at the first position. Then how to perform insertion at the last? Here no problem. We know the number of elements at once, we know the n value. So just if it is n, the elements will be from 0 to n minus 1, that we know. So we are copying the new value at the position of n, and later on we are incrementing the n value. First we copy list of n is equal to x. Initially the values will be from 0 to n minus 1 only. So at the position of n, we are inserting the new value list of n equal to x, and we are incrementing the list size. Okay, number of elements n equal to n plus 1 we have done. So these are the different places we can insert in a list. Then we'll see how to perform deletion at different places, right? So this performs deletion at middle, in between. uh, we can delete at wherever position we want. So just what we need the element to be deleted. We pass that element x to the function to be deleted. So x is the value to be deleted. First we have to find where x is in the list. For that we are searching from the first element to the searching from the first element to the last for finding the element. So first it compares with 35. So I have given x as 20. So it checks with 35, it's not equal. And then it checks with 45, not equal. It checks with 50, not equal. In the original list, here we have, it checks with 35, not equal, 45, not equal, 20, yes, it is equal to the element to be deleted. So this is the value we want to delete, right? So on the if condition becomes true here, once it gets true, the loop gets break. It breaks out of the loop. So from this position, how can we delete? We can't leave a empty space in between the array. So what we have to do? We have to move the elements in the right of element to be deleted one position left. If you want to delete this 20, I have to move this 50 one position left side, and 26 one position left side. So that we are doing, 50 moved here, 26 moved here, and this we reduce the size of array. We left it. The 26 will be here only, but we are reducing the size of array n equal to n minus 1. So the list size is reduced from 0 to 3. So this is not taken into account. So from we have found 20 is here. So from here we start another for loop to copy the values from the right side. So from that position to the end of array, what it does, it copies the value from the right side to the particular index. So the next value is copied to previous index, and on completing we are reducing the size of array. This is how we are deleting, right? Initially for deleting at the beginning, no problem. From the beginning to the last, we are starting the array from the beginning until it reaches end. We are copying the element from the next position to the previous position. At last we are reducing the size of array. Okay, so by this we are deleting this element at the beginning, and deleting at the last, no need to perform any traversal, just we can reduce the size by 1, n equal to n minus 1. So this gets uh, reduced, the size of array gets reduced, right? And next important function, the operation done on list is find operation. So how we find an element in a list? Similarly, we are processing the array from the beginning to the end. So we start the loop from here until it reaches the less than n. We compare with each element in the array. 35 equal to x, no. List of 0 equal to x, no. List of 1 equal to x, no. Here we have given x as 20. So list of 2 equal to x, yes, it is equal to x. So it retrieves the position 2 where the element, so 2 plus 1 3. So the 20 is found as the third element. It returns and stops. If consider I am giving as 56 for x value, it will process complete array, but it can't find any element 56. When it is an unsuccessful search, we are starting the loop from 0 here, no. So on unsuccessful search, I value will get as equal to n at the end. If it is a successful search, it will break at some point before it reaches n. only when it is an unsuccessful search, I value becomes n at last. So if at any point I is equal to n, that means the element is not found in the list, that we can declare. If it is successfully found, the I value will break with some other value less than n. It won't reach n, right? So we are finding the element like this. Um, Next, how to display the array. Just we are starting from the position 0 to n, and we are printing the element list of I. So list of 0, list of 1, list of 2, etc. up to list of n minus 1. It prints all the elements in the list using array. Next we discuss the advantages and the disadvantages of using array to implement list. So we have seen the implementation of list using array. From that you will be familiar that to perform insertion and the deletion, we need to we either copy the array at least half of the array to the left or to the right. That is the one disadvantage of using array. But the find operation can be done in a constant time. So the print displaying the list and finding an element can be performed easily, but the running time for insertion and deletion operation is slow, since we need to copy the array at least half of the array either to the left or to the right each time. So, and since it is static, we have to declare the size of array in advance. So these two are the disadvantages of using array implementation. How to overcome this, we will be seeing in the next lecture. Here we have seen implementation of list using arrays, and in the next lecture we will see how to implement the list ADT using linked list, or how we are overcoming the disadvantages of using array, right? So if you have any feedback or any queries, just leave your queries here. It will be discussed in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.